Whites Road is a scenic semi-suburban gravel road pass which connects Wilderness Heights with the town of Wilderness at the coast. It was commissioned and funded by Ernest Montague White, businessman, philanthropist, and the son of Henry Fancourt White, who was the surveyor and roads inspector for the Montague Pass between George and the Karoo. When Henry ran into financial dire straits, his son took over the loving restoration of his father's house, Fancourt, which is now a national monument and is situated at the foot of Wilderness Heights. Tragically, Ernest and his sister died after eating a meal of poisonous mushrooms in 1916. Whites Road is beautifully engineered and has a comfortable average gradient well suited to walkers and cyclists. This is a far nicer alternative to the extremely steep and much shorter Heights Road on the western side of the mountain. Both roads terminate at the same point. With superb views out over the Tow River Valley, the Garden Route Lake District, and the blue waters of the Indian Ocean, it's no wonder that Wilderness is hailed as the holy grail for paragliders, view-hunting hikers, and those with a penchant for natural highs. Adventure sports in this area include canoeing, kloofing, abseiling, paragliding, horse riding, mountain biking, surfing, fishing, and hiking. Spend a little time here and you're almost guaranteed to get a sighting of the colorful and raucous Naisnaluri. The pass has a comfortable average gradient of 1 in 14 over a distance of 5.6 kilometers. From the start, near a small country trading store, one leaves the tar and commences the descent along an easy gradient where the first 1.5 kilometers is fairly straight. The road soon starts twisting and turning in harmony with the contours of the mountain. There are several roads leading off on both sides of the road which should be ignored as they go to private properties. Along the descent, the montane fynbos and heather starts giving way to indigenous forests, and there are some beautiful views to the east over the Tow River Gorge, but be careful where you stop as there are only 1 or 2 safe places. The drop down to the left into the gorge is very steep and there are no safety rails or barriers whatsoever. The road soon starts curling to the south as it persistently maintains its descent gradient. The views start changing again as the road bends around towards the west, with the Island Lake and Serpentine River coming into view. The beautiful white beaches of Wilderness paint a contrast to the dark tea-colored waters of the lakes and rivers. Be constantly aware of walkers and cyclists who frequent this road, especially early in the morning. For those on foot or on a bicycle, you'll be treated to a symphony of birdsong all along Whites Road. After the halfway mark, the road continues turning towards the west, where new vistas present themselves, including Wilderness Beach, the Tow River Lagoon, and the Caimans River Gorge. The density of homes increase as altitude is lost, and there are many concealed driveways along this stretch. After a very sharp left-hand turn, a metal structure comes into view with a height restriction of 2.4 meters. If your vehicle is higher than this, you will need to do a multiple point turn and retrace your route to the start and rather descend down Heights Road. For the final 1.5 kilometers, one gets exquisite views out over the Tow River estuary. Whites Road starts at an altitude of 204 meters and ends at just 24 meters. This produces an altitude variance of 180 meters and an average gradient of 1 in 14. The drive will take about 15 minutes to complete, excluding stops, and the speed limit is between 40 and 60 kilometers per hour. When the wind is from the south, you're almost guaranteed to see large numbers of colorful paragliders soaring above Wilderness Beach and Dolphin Point. Only the last 2 kilometers are tarred, and the width here gets quite narrow, making passing oncoming vehicles a bit tricky, especially for larger vehicles. Besides the height restriction on Whites Road, it also has a mass restriction of 3 tons. On these very narrow roads, accepted etiquette is to give way to the ascending vehicle. The road drops to its steepest gradient over the final 500 meters, where it ends at a T-junction close to the Wilderness Village Centre. Wilderness has a hotel, many B&Bs and guest houses, and several restaurants.